I was watching a live stream that the Amazing Lucas was doing. It was his disagreement day, and I happened to click in on the wrong segment apparently because it got to the part where he was talking about the set of emojis that's about to be rolled out on phones of pregnant men. You heard that correctly. Pregnant XY chromosome, non womb having, non birth canal having men. Pregnant as emojis. Listen, I thought the multiverse was only supposed to be in the MCU. How did this spill over into real life? Y'all remember a story that came out a few years ago with this person who's living as a trans man. Basically, they were born biologically a woman, now got an operation to live as a man, got pregnant, and they said, oh my God, men can get pregnant now. And I was like, no, you are still biologically a woman, and that's how you got pregnant. And now it's spilling over into these emojis. This makes absolutely no sense. So you're gonna now try to indoctrinate these kids and tell them that that men or the male anatomy can carry a child is what you're trying to tell me. I cannot with this society. I cannot. Listen, does Richard Branson have extra room in his little plane that he sent up to space last week and see if I can find a way to squeeze on board? I'll be a stowaway at this point because I can no longer live on Earth. It is too reckless, at least not in America. It is too reckless to live here. If they ain't trying to take us out through police brutality and racial injustice, they trying to do us in with this nonsense. It's not enough that they can't just have the pregnant woman be an emoji, to show she's expecting everything like that. But now they say, no, men can get pregnant too. How does that work? I haven't even read the article yet, and I bet you some crap to try to justify the reasoning of this. Phone users could soon be able to use a pregnant man as an emoji among a raft of other new additions to set to be rolled out. A draft list of new emojis released by the Unicode Consortium, designed by Emojipedia, also shows gender-neutral options such as pregnant person and person in crown amongst its short list. This pretty much lets me know who is running things over there. The new set of emojis were unveiled ahead of World Emoji Day on July 17th. I didn't even know they had a such thing called World Emoji Day. Approval of the final version of the emojis won't take place until September as part of Emoji 14.0. The approved list will then go live sometime late 2021 and into the first half of 2022. I need to know who approved of this list. And we need to find the 300 pit and Leonidas kick their ass into it. And if it's more than one, they. See, I'm using a pronoun. And I'm using it properly too. Other emojis on the short list include a face holding back tears, a melting face, some coral, an empty nest and a nest with eggs, a mirror ball, low battery, an X-ray, a heavy equal sign, a multicultural handshake, and a saluting face. Emojipedia, the reference website and a voting member of the Unicode Consortium, also gave some examples as how people may use the emojis. For instance, the coral emoji can be used as an icon to discuss climate change with the hand with the index finger and thumb crossed. Emoji used as a finger heart gesture, popular with K-pop fans or as a request to be paid money. The introduction of the pregnant man and pregnant person emojis have been introduced to recognize that pregnancy is possible for some transgender men and non-binary people and will exist alongside the current pregnant woman. Do you want to know why it can exist for transgendered men and non-binary people It's because the transgendered man was biologically born a woman, and thus she can get pregnant. And if she's non-binary, that does not mean she can't get pregnant because she at one point identified as a gender known as female. Like, is this so hard to grasp? Like, really, is this really hard to grasp? Like, but we know who's behind this. We know who's behind this. We know what they identify as. I can tell you this right now. I highly doubt, and I'll be pleasantly surprised if it is, even one person who is black on that board. I'll never forget, I saw a video, and I almost did a commentary about it too. I wish I would have, looking back at it, of this lady who was around a bunch of people, and she was out there talking, and then she burst out into tears saying, I no longer identify as so-and-so, I now identify as, I'm going to just hypothetically say, Dave. That wasn't the name she gave, but she gave a male name. She says, now I identify as Dave. And they was like, oh my God, you are so brave. Hi, Dave. White woman. and all the ones that was crowding around her, cheering her on were white women as well. I swear to God. You cannot make this up. The above additions will mean that nearly all emojis can have a default gender neutral option with the choice to use a woman or man where relevant. Emojipedia said on this website. The multiracial handshake is expected to be included in the final list. That's another ridiculous one I saw too. The handshake emoji has, as if that's going to do anything for systemic racism. The handshake emoji has only been the default yellow color on most major platforms. It is yet to be confirmed which emojis are in the final version of the Emoji 14.0. The final version is likely to resemble this draft list, and no new emojis will be added on the stage. Emojipedia added, but there's always a remote possibility of a change or removal ahead of September. Now, I thought that was over, because I was about to go into another rant. The Unicode standard approves icons for and sets the code how they will look. Manufacturers such as Apple then design their own emojis based on descriptions provided. Earlier this year, Apple redesigned the syringe emoji to remove the 2 droplets of blood from it so people could use it to describe getting the COVID-19 scene. Emojipedia said the syringe was previously most commonly used for blood donation, but has now had new life as a COVID-19 scene emoji. Now I forgot what I was getting ready to say ahead of this. But I'm literally at a loss for words right now. All I did was I posted this on my Twitter account so people could see this. So if you follow me on Twitter, you would have already seen this already. You may have read it and been completely disgusted. Like, point blank period, men cannot get pregnant. Like it's like a person who identifies as a trans woman cannot get pregnant. I'm sorry, trans men, if they're going to get pregnant, this is because they're a woman. A trans woman cannot get pregnant because they are biologically a man. I don't care what has been tucked and stuffed or removed. It just is what it is. It's basic science. But here you have PC out here, because they're the main ones, going against it and trying to make it so. I mean, the fact of the matter is the person would have to identify as a trans man, transformed into a quote unquote man. And really still isn't, because men cannot get pregnant. But let you tell one of these kooks out here, they can. It's crazy.